Hey, welcome to Dating Advice for Men Who Love Women. So, when should you say, I love you to a woman that you're dating or that you're in a relationship with or that you just want to date? Now, you might be thinking, don't people just kind of know when they should say it or not? Well, if our society in general was really good at relationships and we didn't have a high divorce rate and we didn't have a lot of relationship problems, then I would say, yeah, just do what everyone else does and say it whenever you want. And of course you can. This channel is for you. You can do whatever you want, of course. I'm just here to give you my perspective on this because I think once you understand when and why we actually should say I love you to a woman or not, that really highlights the general principles of how male female dynamics really work. And if you actually implement the principles that we're talking about in this video, you're going to do a lot better with your ideal woman. And I want her to have a good experience as well with you. I want her to have strong feelings for you and to maintain those as long as you want to be together with her. So this is for you and for her. And it's a lot more important than we might think when we first kind of glance at this topic. And so I'm going to give you 3 examples of when you should or should not say those 3 magic words, I love you, to a woman. And what I'd like you to do as we go through those 3 is just kind of think about how that applies to kind of general principles of dating and relationships that can help you in a lot of different situations. And a few of those things should click by the time you're finished with this presentation. And so before I get into the 3 specific times when you should or should not say I love you to a woman, let's talk about this in general for just a second. So, whenever you want to say I love you to a woman, just ask yourself, why do you want to say that? In all these various situations when you could be with a woman, why do you want to say those words, I love you, to her? And at a general level, when you say it to her, is it a deep expression from a genuine feeling inside yourself that you really appreciate how she treats you and you really appreciate her as a person and that comes out as I love you? Or is there some other kind of reason for saying it? Are you telling her that you love her because you want her to say it back? Are you telling her you love her because you want to kind of take that out of yourself and put the ball in her court and ask her to kind of lead the process now? Like, hey, I love you. Now, what do we do with that? And you're kind of asking her to take the lead now. That could be another reason why we're saying it. Or are you saying it because you think like, oh, I really like you. That must mean you like me too, right? Well, here's the thing. If you've been around here for a while, you might have heard of a concept I talk about called pizza awareness. And pizza awareness is just one way to talk about how female interest works. And around here, we're going to focus on her interest in you, not on your interest in her. Because your interest in her is assumed and implied because you're the one leading the process. You're asking her out on dates, you're going for a kiss at the right time, etc. So you're already showing your interest, right? And by the end of this, you'll see that that's actually the biggest key. You want to show her that you love her for the most part by attracting her properly in the early stages of dating. And then once she is deeply in love with you, by maintaining her interest level in you with the maintenance program. That's how you say or communicate that you love her with your actions. So you want to mostly show her that you love her by acting properly and say it less frequently than that. So it's much stronger and a lot more attractive when you're showing her how you feel versus just telling her with your mouth for a lot of reasons. And so again, if you're telling her, I love you because you think that's going to make her like you or love you more, it doesn't do that. Your interest level does not raise her interest level. Okay, so get rid of that kind of thinking from now on, and you're going to do a lot better. The amount that you like her doesn't make her like you more. In fact, expressing that too much too soon can easily make her less interested in you, for sure. There's no upside to sharing that with her too soon. You either break even or her interest level in you goes down because she's not quite where you are, and that kind of starts lowering her interest in you. Okay, so your interest level in her does not make her like you more. They're separate things. She's interested in you because she's interested in you, not because you like her. And I call that pizza awareness because that gives you a really easy way to think about this. Because when you're craving a delicious slice of your favorite kind of pizza, or if you don't like pizza, just pick some other kind of food that you really love. You want that slice of pizza, and it can't even want you back, right? It's ridiculous to even say that, but the pizza can't like you back or want you back or love you back, right? But you want it. That's how it works with female interest too. She wants you because she wants you, not because you like her back or want her back or love her. So you shouldn't say I love you as a way for her to like you more because that doesn't work. I mean, imagine if your pizza was just like, hey, I love you. It would probably freak you out, right? Well, that can also happen with her too because it doesn't really track with how she's feeling about you. They're separate tracks. Your interest and her interest are separated. And in fact, you should show her through your actions that you feel that way and attract her properly, and have a little self control, which is also attractive to her, with your mouth. And that's going to be a lot more effective in terms of her interest level, which is what we should focus on if we want to be more successful. Okay, so your interest level doesn't affect hers, and if it does, it's negative or you break even. And so just keep that pizza awareness in mind as we go through this, that she wants you or she loves you because she loves you, not because you love her. Now, obviously, it's ideal if you both love each other at roughly the same level, but she's probably loved guys before that she never even met, like she had a crush on a celebrity or something at least. Or she loved a guy, but he didn't love her back. They're totally separate things, and the more you understand that and act on it, the better you're going to do. And we're going to focus on her interest level when you meet a woman that you really want to date and be with. And we're not going to be selfish and only focus on ours and trying to push it out on her and into the connection with her. We're going to let her bring her side in too. That's all this is about. All right, so with all of that in mind, let's talk about 3 specific times when you should say I love you or not to a woman. And so the first situation I want to talk about is you should not say I love you to a woman on the first date. And there's a lot of reasons for this. So let's say that you're actually being sincere. Let's say that you just feel a 10 out of 10 interested in her right away, love at first sight, and then you start getting to know her, start talking to her, and you really are vibing with her, you're really connected, and you really feel that you love her really deeply already, even when you're on that first date with her. Let's say that's genuine from your side, because it can be for us sometimes. Women tend to fall in love slower than us, so we can feel that high level of feelings really quickly. Well, here's the thing. It usually takes women a lot longer to have that strong of feelings for you. So the way that you feel after 3 or 4 dates, she might feel after like 6 or 8 dates. Takes her a little bit longer usually. So even if you genuinely feel it on the first date or the second date, she's probably not going to believe you that it can even be real, because she generally doesn't experience it that way. She might be very interested, but she's not all the way to love yet. There's degrees of those feelings that she has, and it goes up over time. Whereas ours is a little less nuanced sometimes. And of course, women sometimes fall in love at first sight too, but it's a lot more rare than it happens to us. Okay, so the first thing is she might not believe you that you're genuine, even if you are completely genuine. That's one reason. Another reason, like we just talked about, is it doesn't make her like you more. It doesn't give her the opportunity for her feelings to get there. And that's what we're going for. We want her feelings to get to that point where she's thinking that same thing about you. And that's not going to be on the first date 99.9% of the time. That's going to be like on the 6th date or the 8th date or maybe the 10th date, depending on where she started in her interest level and you doing everything right or not. And then another reason why this isn't necessarily a good idea is women are trained to kind of think that a guy will say anything to kind of get with them and to be with them. So she might even think that you're just kind of subconsciously even manipulating her or something like that, because you're saying all these kind words and it's kind of too early. Plus, here's a really big point. You don't really know her yet. It takes about 2 years to fully know a woman that you're dating, especially if you have strong feelings at first and it takes a while for those chemicals to kinda calm down, and then you see the reality. It takes a while to really know her, about 2 years or so, to fully know who she is. And so how can you even say you love her on the first date when you don't even know her yet? And for a woman, that's like the first date, second date, third date, you still really don't know her very well yet. So she's like, "How do you even know that? You don't know me. How can you love me if you don't know me?" And for us, we tend to kind of experience it a little differently. So we can have those strong feelings even though you don't know her that well yet. But she's going to probably be thinking that in the back of her mind. Like, how do you even know? And now this is obviously an extreme example of like saying I love you on the first date or asking her to marry you on the first date. But some guys kind of do think this way, and maybe they'll do it on the second date or the third date. And we want to slow that down in terms of how we're talking to her. Okay, so just use this extreme example in your mind to stretch it out to the first few dates with her. We want to keep our mouth shut and just keep showing her that you like her a lot through your actions and by continuing to ask her out on dates and by attracting her properly. And then number two, you want to say I love you to a woman after she says it for the first time to you. Okay, now here's the thing. You don't have to do it this way. You can do whatever you want, like I said. It's totally up to you. This is not kind of like some manipulation tactic or anything like that. This is just being considerate. And the thing is, we don't know when her interest level is at a high enough level where she loves you, where she's going to actually enjoy you saying, I love you to her. Because if you say it too soon, it puts her interest level in jeopardy and it can crush her interest level in you if you say it too soon. And only she knows when is the right time to do that. So at the very least, you should be looking for signs of her interest level before you say it. And one good way to do it is she says something like this first. And then after that, you don't have to do it right away, but after that, at some point, you can say it too. It's safer that way for both people. It's not a manipulation tactic. We're just being considerate of her feelings. And we don't want to do it too soon and make her super uncomfortable because if she's not there yet, now she feels pressured to say it back, but she's not all the way there. And then it's like, ugh, we don't want to put her in that situation. So it's better for you and for her and safer if you just wait for her to kind of pop off with it one time. And then you're like, oh, interesting, cool. Now you can feel free to say it back. And again, you don't have to say it back immediately. You can say it back the next day or the next week, whatever. But now it's safer to say it than before this. And so if she says something like, hey, where's this relationship headed or whatever, that's a good indication that she now has very high interest in you romantically. And then after she says that, that's when you can ask her to be your girlfriend, for example. Well, it's the same idea with this saying, I love you. If you can, you want to wait for her to say it first, and then you can say it back at some point. Now, if like, let's say you're already with a woman and you've been on 6 or 7 dates and you already said it because you just really felt it in the moment, you said it on the 7th date, that's fine. It's probably okay. It's not necessarily going to hurt you. You could break even, but it can lower her interest level if you say it too soon before she's all the way there yet and make it awkward for her a little bit. So we don't want to do that. Just keep showing her that. If you really love her, just keep following the program that allows her interest level to keep going up over time so she gets to feel that way about you. That's what we want to do. And then once she says it, you can say it after that. However, you don't want to just start saying it all the time to her just because she said it to you once. And so number 3, for the most part, you want to save saying I love you to a woman for special occasions. And you want to say it infrequently and you want to mix it up. So again, for the most part, you want to show her that you love her. And once she's deeply in love with you and you're in a relationship with her, you just want to follow the maintenance program with her that keeps her in love with you. That's how you say I love you. You communicate it by showing that to her, by giving her the maintenance program. And that means instead of taking her for granted after a certain amount of time, you never take her for granted. You keep taking her out on dates no matter how long you've been with her. You show her respect. You give her some romance. Sometimes you surprise her at work on a random Tuesday with flowers. And not after you did something wrong or on her birthday or Valentine's Day, some random Tuesday, she gets flowers delivered at work. Things like that to keep the romance alive. And you're going to use positive humor to protect her feelings and your relationship with her. And you're going to support her. You're going to be a really good teammate. If she's in the hospital, you're going to stay with her, even if she says, like, no, don't worry, you can go to the game. You don't go to the game, you sit there with her in the hospital and take care of her a little bit. Okay, so you give her the maintenance program and you show her that you love her and you tell her infrequently. You want to show her all the time, and sometimes you can say it. So examples of when you should say I love you is like the day of your wedding, when you get married to her. Wow, that's really special. Let's say it. Or she just gave birth to your second child. She just went through that really difficult situation of giving birth. That's a really great time to tell her you love her. Okay, so you want to say it on special occasions, and you want to say it infrequently so it doesn't just become something she expects to hear. It should feel special to hear that from you. And now she's deeply in love with you, so she does enjoy hearing that from you sometimes. But if you say it every day, all the time, at specific times, every single time, it kind of starts losing its value and impact. So just think about saying it a little less frequently and showing it consistently. And then you want to mix it up. So a lot of people get into this routine of like, I say I love you, then you say it back. And so when she says I love you to you, sometimes, yeah, say it back. No problem. Of course. And then sometimes when she says it, say, yeah, I know. And sometimes when she says it, say, well, what is it exactly that you love about me? Kind of tease her a little bit about it. And you can say, of course you do. You have excellent taste. Something like that. So mix it up a little bit. We don't want to get in a situation where she says, I love you just to hear it back from you, and you're always going to do it. And vice versa. You're not going to say it to her just because you want her to say it back. You're going to say it to her as a genuine expression of how much you appreciate who she is as a person and how she shows you how much she cares about you too. That's why you're saying it. And when should be less frequently than most people think, while you show her that you love her every single minute of every single day as much as you can by following the maintenance program once she's deeply in love with you. And during the early stages of dating, those first 2 to 3 months, first 6 to 10 dates, you want to show her how much you like her by just following the steps that allow her to fall deeply in love with you. So we want to switch our thinking from telling her how you feel to showing her how you feel by attracting her properly and then maintaining her interest over time if you want to be in a long-term relationship. And so now you know when you should say I love you to a woman and when you should not. And if you want to know the entire process of how you allow your ideal woman to fall deeply in love with you, so how to show her your strong feelings for her in the early stages of dating, and then once she falls deeply in love with you, exactly how to maintain those feelings as long as you want to be with her. And so how to show her that you love her over the long term, then make sure you go through the best-selling Attract and Keep Her system if you haven't already. Because inside the Attract and Keep Her system, we go over exactly what to do from the first moment that you meet your ideal woman until you've been with her for 75 years. This system shows you exactly how to communicate that you really like a woman or that you love a woman and you have really strong feelings for her in a way that's attractive to her and that feels really good to her from the first moment you meet her until you've been with her for a lifetime. So if you want to be in a long-term relationship with your ideal woman, then go to attractandkeepher.com/system. That's attractandkeepher.com/system. And don't just buy it. You want to start going through it right now and go through it 2 or 3 times at first. So all these ideas really sink in for you so that when you meet your ideal woman, you're ready to go and you can lead her through this process. That's good for her too. And so definitely go through the system if you haven't already. And if you want to grab it right now, it's linked in the description below, or you can scan the QR code on your screen as well. And of course, be on this YouTube channel. The thing is, I'm really here to help you out. I want to do my best to give you as much value as I possibly can. So, we have a lot of free content out there for you, and it's not just the other content on this YouTube channel, which you should also check out. We also have several excellent free programs and ebooks for you that you can check out as well. And so, if you want any of that awesome free stuff, then go to our main website, which is datingadviceformenwholovewomen.com. That's datingadviceformenwholovewomen.com, and you'll find all of that free stuff there. And anytime you buy a course or a book from us, or you download one of our free books or programs, you're also automatically added to our email newsletter list. And we send out a newsletter every single Thursday as well. We try to pack that newsletter with as much value for you as we possibly can also. So I really hope that you'll take full advantage of one of our free programs or ebooks. Or if you're ready to just jump right in, I really hope that you'll grab the Attract and Keep Her system so that that whole puzzle is just put together for you in one place and you know exactly what to do step by step from now on. And so I really hope that you'll join us and you'll get the newsletter that I send to you next Thursday. But either way, from now on, just keep in mind we want to focus on showing a woman how you feel about her a lot more than we want to say it with our mouth. And if you just focus on that a little bit more than you do now, you're going to do a lot better. And with that, I'm Jim Wolf. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later. Cheers.